Hey guys, Superdog here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Collector's Edition Return of Superman, and Krypto, the Superdog, up and away, woo! Don't ask. So of course it's brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain. No, I'm not just copy-pasting this from the previous, 10 or so videos I've posted where I've given him a shout-out. I'm genuinely recording this multiple times differently on purpose to see who's been paying attention. Because if you haven't, well, then you wouldn't know that I'm leaving the link to his Instagram in the description below there. So you can head on over there, give him a follow, let him know I sent you. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? Jeez. Give you simple instructions. You can't even do that right. But this will be the last Evil Villain shout-out video. I think, for a little bit anyways. He did send me the King Spawn, amongst umpteen Motu classics, but we're going to get to those at a later date, probably. Maybe? Not sure. I got a lot of catching up to do with that Spawn line, but since they only put out like 2 figures a year, not very hard to do. So, with that being said, let's get right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of the review at hand. Take a look-see at a pair of hands, as we knock Krypto over. Podcast. Yeah, he's got a pair of open molesty hands, so there you go. Not really flight hands, just kind of open hands. Interesting. That said, of course, we already looked at him. He comes with Krypto. One of the very few Krypto figures I think there is. That said, what kind of sucks is he is pre-posed kind of odd. So he does have a tendency to lean that way. Not so much that way. He just kind of falls the one way. That said, his head does articulate, so that's nice. It's not on a ball joint, but whatever. His cape is soft goods. Feels like it's made out of the same shit as my undies, so that's interesting. It's funny, as I have a pair of red underwear like that. Probably more about me than you wanted to know, but, you know, knowing is half the battle, right? That said, yeah, I wouldn't mind an articulated Krypto, but, you know, if they're going to give us pre-posed stuff, I would just take him sitting down, popping a squat, maybe. But he's cool. I dig him. A Krypto is better than no Krypto at all. And, of course, last but certainly not least, well, actually, yeah, least, because these stands are shit, comes with the handy-dandy collectible trading card with a collectible trading card stand. Again, trash. I'm going to be throwing these in the garbage from now on. I hate these things. They take up too much room. I don't have any space to store them. Unlike the hockey puck display stands we're used to seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases, I have no use for card stands. And, you know, I wouldn't mind if they ditched the card stands altogether, because at the end of the day, these are action figures for action figure collectors. Action figure collectors, if they want trading cards, they're just going to go to the front of Target or Walmart or wherever the cards are sold, buy a pack of freaking trading cards, and go about their business. They're not going to buy a figure to get one card. I am dating a Pokemon card collector. She buys Pokemon cards straight up. She doesn't buy Pokemon figures that come with cards. Okay? That's not how that shit works. My shit when it comes to cards. Again, dating a card collector. That's it. Here's the front. There is the back. I'm curious if we got a bio for Krypto at all, or if it's just Superman. So let me pull my reader out. And by the way, I've adjusted the volume because it occurred to me that the volume was a bit low. So hopefully it's high enough for you guys now.
Superman and Krypto. Return UF Superman TM. Bane TIG. Real name, Kal-El. Clark Kent. Sent to Earth from the dying planet of Krypton TM as a baby. Kal-El was found by farmer Martha and Jonathan Kent and raised as their son, Clark. As Clark grew up, the radiation from Earth's yellow sun gave him extraordinary powers, which he kept hidden. Now fully grown, he uses his powers to protect his adopted world as Superman. The Man of Steel is virtually invulnerable and has the powers of super strength, super speed, and flight. He also has enhanced senses, including heat vision, X-ray vision, super hearing, and super breath. 0C, Multiverse.
So, just a bio for Superman. It kind of sucks they didn't give a little blurb for Krypto. I mean, he is in the freaking box, and they do mention him on the card. So, yeah, a bit of a bummer there. That said, anyone who remembers the old Krypto cartoon, thumbs this video up. Why don't you? I used to watch that show. That said, I like Ace the Bat Hound more. What can I say? I'm a Gotham City kid, not a Metropolis kid. Or a Coast City kid. Or Coast City's Green Lantern. Where's the Flash from? Who cares? So, taking a look-see at the Man of Steel himself. Comes with a hockey puck display stand. We're used to seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases. This one has a silver DC logo. Ooh, shiny. Whatever. That said, it is 90s mullet Superman. To the T. And full disclosure, whatever. I'm not going to compare him to the Superman. Steel and Connor, whatever his name is. Kent. Superboy, because we already did that twice for their reviews. However, there is a big Monongahela covered in spikes with sharp claws and teeth that I may compare him to. He also has a stupid weave, but we won't talk about that. But maybe stay tuned towards the end of the video. Get a bit of a comparison between the two of them. But yeah, this is the guy that I think should have been packed in the Target exclusive gold label 2-pack last year. Instead of the, what was it, the Battle Damage Superman with the short hair. I'm pretty sure Superman's mostly in a mullet when he fights Doomsday. Right? Maybe I gave something away there. But, yeah, I like this figure a lot. I know the body isn't for everyone. Okay? It's, pretty yoked the heck out, but, you know, little skinny, scrawny-ass Superman's not going to hold a candle to the behemoth monster known as Doomsday, okay? I don't mind this. This buck is also a little taller. So, you know, while Doomsday isn't as tall next to this figure, I don't mind the scaling. Doomsday doesn't always have to be like a giant. Sometimes he's only a head taller than Superman, like Bane is a head taller than Batman. I don't mind that. I mind the villains being taller sometimes, but, you know, if they're always going to be giant hulking monsters, then that kind of, you know. I like the villain to have a struggle, too, once in a while, as much as the hero. So, yeah, I don't mind the buck. I think it's fine. There is some source material where he's drawn like this. I will say the yellow S on the back of the cape, I think should have maybe been there. I don't see it anyways, unless I'm stupid, but yeah. Mullet Superman is my Superman to fight Doomsday. Even though, yeah, I know what I said earlier. He's most got a mullet when he fights Doomsday. He does not. Stupid. I watched 2 frickin' movies where he had the short hair, but I prefer him with this. This was the, what was it? The Superman Doomsday story arc kind of look for him. Return of Superman has me curious, though, because shouldn't this be in the black and silver suit? The, what is it called? Regeneration suit? Either way. As far as articulation goes, the second look up and down, tilt side to side, rotate side to side, hindered by the hair. It is the same DC Comics 1000 head sculpt with different hair, though, so if you're curious about that. Shoulders go out, back down, they rotate forward and back. It's got that butterfly joint, which is pretty stuck most of the time for me anyways. There we go. Yeah, you could tell that that is just not wanting to budge. Sometimes you gotta yank the arms out to get that to work, but there we go. It works a little better when you do that. So, word to the wise. Said they rotate. It should be worth noting this guy is the same buck as the Bizarro from the Bizarro 2-pack I looked at a little over a week ago. So there's that. He does have the single elbow, gives you about 90. Does rotate. Has a hinge in the wrist with a swivel. He's got a diaphragm joint, which just kind of rotates. Same with the waist. Pretty hindered there. Hips kick out, back down, forward and back. He's got a thigh cut, pretty generous. Double knee. And then he's got nice tight feet. Rotate. Have the rocker and the toe joint. And his cape isn't too stiff. It's stiffer than some of the more recent McFarlane offerings, but not horrible. It's definitely not like the Batman Spawn 2-pack capes. Holy shit, you could barely move those for crap. But that's your lot for Superman. He is super awesome. I think he is one of my favorite Supermen they've come out with. And I'm very happy to have him. So I can't thank my boy Evil Villain enough for this guy. I really like him. He's going right with my Nightfall Batman. And probably that Wonder Woman everyone dogs on for looking like Michael Jackson. I don't see that, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. That said, should be worth noting, this is obviously the Dark Knight Returns Superman buck, so he's going to look a little tall in comparison to whoever we decide to bust out for some size comparisons here. So with that being said, why don't we shut our yaps and cut right to said size comparisons. First up, here's our yoked out mullet rockin' Superman alongside the other two figures in this collector's edition assortment. We have the Green Lantern Batman and the infamous Captain Carrot. Very interesting wave. Superman, relatively classic. Captain Carrot, I guess kinda classic. Green Lantern Batman, super modern. That said, I think we can all agree that Captain Carrot is quite a dumbass character, but really decent figure. Better than he deserves. So getting them out of here. Bringing our two regulars. Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Right there. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who is actually taller than old Soups there. But you know who's even taller than the Soups? Let me take these two out of here. I'm actually going to move Superman over a bit. This way. Hopefully I moved him over enough. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's see how he compares to the man that killed his ass. This big old honkin' Doomsday here. And yeah, as I suspected, Doomsday is quite a bit taller. I mean, he is a mega fig after all. That said, if you didn't like the Superman that came with this Doomsday, push them closer together here. Maybe they'll become friends. Maybe they'll try to kill each other again. Who's to say? But if you didn't like the Superman that came with this Doomsday, because he was on the infected Superman body buck, which is a little shorter than this one here, I think this is a better scale, personally. I like Doomsday being bigger than Superman, but I don't think he needs to be a freaking giant. I think a head taller, or maybe even 2 heads taller, is fine. I feel like Doomsday and the Hulk, relatively close to the same scale. Someone like Bane, a little shorter, so you want to know my preference for scaling, there you go. But with that being said, my scaling preferences aside, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and despite what some people may think about the body buck used for good old Clark Kent, aka Kal-El, the last son of Krypton here, I do still quite like this Superman figure. Krypto's a bonus. Not gonna lie, I like having a Krypto, despite the fact he's pre-posed. I would have rather he'd just be sitting there chilling, but a Krypto is better than no Krypto at all. However, at the end of the day, there is some source material where Superman is overly buff like this. It may not be your cup of tea, I totally understand that, but for me personally, it doesn't bother me at all. I like this figure, I'm happy to have this figure, and he is going to go in my 90s DC Multiverse display, because damn it all if he doesn't fit there like a glove. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.